You could talk about the three, so many other elements, but how did you feel that your team set the tone for such a turnaround from what we saw in Game 1?
Sometimes that's the playoffs, right? I mean, when you have, some younger players, you just have to constantly remind them that one game is one game. Just like this win, it's just one win. Series are potentially long and they're tough. And you have to stay emotionally and mentally, stable, throughout all of it. You just have to focus on competing at a high level together, doing things that lead to winning, keeping your emotions in check, which all of it's easier said than done. But it was a very good response, just from the connectivity, the efforts, all of that, and then. We also made some shots. That always looks better when you make some shots, but those are the ones that were available. And if we don't take them, then it potentially could look like Game 1, where you get jammed up late in possession. We're dealing with a very good basketball team, so are we. The margin for error both ways is small, so you have to do a lot of winning things, and we were able to do enough of them tonight.
You spoke this morning about Tyler's playmaking and growth in that area. What he did today, both with his shooting but also his passing, how important was it to have that complete of an effort from Tyler?
Yeah, it's really important, to have that kind of understanding, that you have to be open to all the things that present in a playoff game. And we need his aggressiveness. We need his scoring, we need his shooting, we need his playmaking. Depending on the possession, it could be any one of those things. But he was good on both ends of the court. He was very good defensively. He was competing on that end. A lot of winning things. I didn't even see the stat line, but I don't know how many rebounds he had. He was in there. And then, based on how we look right now, he's going to be involved one way or another, and sometimes that's going to be making the right play over and over and over if that's the right read, and he did that tonight.
And beyond the threes, you'll always talk to us about relief points. What Bam gave you on those jumpers that he got at times when you really needed him. Can you just talk about his overall effort and him doing him particularly well today?
Yeah, and when you talk about Bam in the playoffs, and he's one of the more decorated young players in terms of winning in the playoffs, you have to talk about a guy that does it on both ends. And he had big responsibilities, defensively. And then on the road, yes, it was really important that we had a place where we could just throw the ball and kind of get settled, especially as, they would go on runs or the crowd would get in it, and he produced. He was great, when we needed to get it settled, and he went right to his spot and was able to get some relief, points for us.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about Caleb Martin's performance? Because obviously coming into this game, the whole thing around him and what Tatum happened there, but then he comes in, the ball's in his hands, they poo even louder, but still comes out and excels. Can you talk a little bit about his performance?
I mean, he's a competitor. He's the ultimate X factor, right? It doesn't always mean that he's going to score, as many as he did tonight, but he's the X factor of X factors. He's going to put his imprint on the game. He's always going to bring that competitive spirit, the leadership, his voice, that edginess. And tonight it turned out we needed those big threes and some of those scoring plays, but he had his imprint on the defensive side of the floor as well.
Coach, nice win. Did you, with the threes, it was owed to your half-court execution and also the pace of the game. You gave them different looks, pressed them sometimes. Can you talk about those two factors, please?
Well, the threes, yeah, I mean, that's how they're scheming us so far, back in the paint and putting an extra defender in front of Tyler or Jaime or, whoever is attacking the paint. And those are the available shots you have to trust, whether it's a make or a miss. If that's the right play, you have to make that play over and over and over. And we were able to do it tonight. It's easier to do it, sometimes when you're making shots. The pace, I don't know, was it frenetic? Yeah, I mean, it's playoff basketball, so you're going to try to find advantages in the margins. Both teams are, but we were able to make enough winning plays, to secure the win.
Coach, not a lot of teams are able to disrupt those catches for KP. He usually gets the ball, and then it's a matter of doubling. You guys really disrupted the rhythm of them trying to play through Porzingis. So what did you try to do as far as, like, the angles you fronted with, what kind of personnel you used that was able to disrupt him?
He's a big target, right? So it is difficult. And they have, very good spacing. They know what they're doing, and you have to make stands and make incredible efforts. And also, sometimes they have to miss. I think he had some makeable shots that he missed. That's just the name of the game sometimes in the playoffs. And we're able to get this win. We have great respect for them because they're a very good team. And we're able to get one here, and we're going to rest up, go back to our cave in Miami, and gear up for a very competitive Game 3.
Erik, wanted to ask kind of about two things, offensively, defensively, though. He said yesterday when we were there at practice, look, it's not realistic. We're not going to get up 50. I think it was 42 or 43 you got up, so maybe not quite 50. You said we're not going to limit them to 25. It wasn't quite that, but was this kind of exactly what you hoped it would look like as far as kind of pushing them out of certain spots in the mid-range? And did you guys take like every look you wanted as far as the threes you guys took?
Yeah, in terms of the threes, you have to take them. And based on how they were playing us the first two games, that may change Game 3. There's always going to be adjustments. What I hope for, I have no idea what I hope for. I just, did not want to get annihilated, in that department like the way we did before. But also, like, if we have to find a different solution to win, which we probably will have to, as the series goes on, then we'll be open to that as well. But we were able to get the job done tonight. It was a tough environment. Our guys responded to that and rose to the occasion, but we have to gear up for a very competitive Game 3.